A lot of people might see this as a good thing, but you're also unaware of other things, folks. Welcome back to Orange Hat, here to bring you another video, this time on Disney CEO Bob Iger admitting the company's recent output featured an overload of woke content. Creators lost sight of what their number one objective needed to be. What you all don't know, I will reveal later on. Some of you may know, but a lot of you might not. In seeming expression of corporate humility, more than almost any that can be, or that came before it in human history, remains to be seen to be believed. Disney CEO Bob Iger admitted that the House of Mouse's recent productions focused far too heavily on social messaging and not enough on actually entertaining audiences. You don't say. The current steward of Disney's sinking ship made this admission while speaking to the New York Times' Andrew Ross Sorkin as part of the 2023 outlet's 2023 Deal Book Summit, an annual event wherein the aforementioned reporter hosts public interviews with a number of notable individuals from across the world's various industries. I believe this was also during the one with Elon Musk, where he told Bob Iger to go fuck himself. Along with anybody else trying to blackmail him on X with money and shit. Amidst a general discussion with the CEO regarding the state of current ever-changing mood of the industry, Sorkin eventually moved to ask Iger what he believed might be a political question. We were talking about environmental, social, and corporate governance investing earlier in this morning with Chase Bank CEO Jamie Dimon. Began Sorkin. Part of what happened while you were gone from the company was a number of films that were greenlit that people were describing as woke, with woke characters. A fight with DeSantis. By the time you got back, I know people saw images of this. There were mornings outside Disney World where folks literally with swastika flags and DeSantis flags, anti-gay flags and guns, while families were trying to walk into the park. Odd. I don't remember swastika flags, but yeah. Or anti-gay ones, for that matter. But anyway, this all said, the host ultimately pressed to Iger. I'm curious what you think has happened and how you as a company are supposed to deal with that, and what you feel like, what you can say and can't say given the remarkably polarized climate we're in. Clarifying as to whether or not Sorkin was Sorkin's inquiry was regarding the company's content or the stance it takes on social issues, and being met with the direct answer of both. The CEO then explained, "Let me start with the content and your comment about woke characters. Our primary objective is creating content as a company, save for ABC News, which is obviously to inform, is to entertain. ABC News hasn't been informative since Donald Trump was elected president. Probably even before that. Because they switched to an extremely hateful way of reporting the news. Whether it's sports, whether it's Disney, whether it's Marvel, making things that entertain people. And the good news is that there's a marketplace out there that demands entertainment. It's a fantastic business to be in because of that. Yeah, except that it hasn't been entertaining. It's been less than entertaining and more of indoctrinating." Turning to address the actual substance of their recent content, Iger asked, "I think what had happened over a period of time and was building and maybe it reached a peak of some sort while I was gone. Is that creators lost sight of what their number one objective needed to be." Now, there's a reason why this is all hypocritical, folks, and I will get into it. Just hold on. Often when we entertain and we've entertained as a company for over 100 years, actually more like 90 some odd years, because after 2016 you guys went full indoctrination. You weren't entertaining anymore. And we've been in business. We have entertained with values and with having a positive impact on the world in many different ways. I use Black Panther as a great example of that, just in terms of fostering acceptance, or the movie Coco, which Pixar did about a Day of the Dead. I like being able to do that. Entertain if you can, or entertain, and if you can infuse it with positive messages that have a good impact on the world, fantastic. But that should not be the objective. You should have no messages, and if they are, or if there are messages, keep them as subtle, as close to non-existent as possible. It really is that simple. When I came back, what I have really tried to do is return to our roots, which is, remember, we have to entertain first. The hypocrisy, folks. This isn't humility, this is hypocrisy, and I'll explain. Hold on. The Disney returning Disney executive concluded, it's not about messages. Again, if your story can have positive impact, so there's that. I've worked hard since I've been back. No, you haven't. In reminding the creative community, who are our partners, our employees, that that's the objective, and I don't really want to tolerate the opposite. So there's that. Yeah, just really big problem here. Folks, I'm now going to tell you why this is hypocritical. Bob Iger was the one that started this push into identity politics and woke messaging. He is the one that started it. Chapek enhanced it. When Iger returned, he continued it. He's only backpedaling now because he's realizing how much of a mistake it is, because he's screwing over his shareholders and his stockholders. Yeah, and his investors. That's why they're suing them. And while not specifically on the topic of pop culture and entertainment, for those curious, Iger explained in regards to the company's stances on social issues. When it comes time to taking positions about issue, I have really tried hard over the years, and I'm not calling them politics because a lot of them are not politics. It's sometimes is what is right and what is wrong. When it comes to time to taking positions, I have tried really hard to apply a standard that asks, is this relevant to the company, to our people, to our company, or to our company, to our shareholders? And here's the thing, when you were going after Florida for their misnomered "Don't Say Gay" bill, it was more of a parental rights bill. You went after them saying, we are against this "Don't Say Gay" bill. You continue to misname it on purpose, because that's what that's what the whiners wanted, not the investors. That's a very important test. So if we take a position on the environment, we care about the health of our planet, it's because we believe that the planet is not healthy. Yeah, but did you ever think that it's probably because of the bullshit that you guys have been pushing onto people? It will be bad for our business. People are not going to the theme parks if they can't breathe the air. For instance, that's not politics, that's just business. People weren't going to the theme parks, it's because you jacked up the prices so high they can't afford to. Not to mention all the stuff that you did with the kids, or with the men in dresses, and all this LGBTQ crap all around the frickin' park. That's why people aren't going to the parks anymore. It's because you're trying to abuse their kids mentally. So if anyone has accused us of being political when it comes to that, they're just dead wrong. Bullshit! You are political. This stuff falls under the social and political and social political. Iger then declared, I could argue the same thing. It was interesting to listen this morning to the Vice President Kamala Harris about immigration. No. Not getting into that. That woman is a frickin' nutcase. We have over 200,000 employees. We rely on a workforce that is talented, motivated, and interested in working for our company. The more and more diverse it is, the better off we are. Except here's the thing. You're not being diverse. You're literally trying to phase out white people with the policies that are in your contracts that say, rat out anybody who is white and conservative and has conservative viewpoints. You'll get a promotion if you do. That has been outed over the last 1.5 years. Probably even longer. So, yeah, you're full of shit, Iger. And so robust immigration policy is something that can also, or that actually is pro-business for us. Yeah, fire those who you don't want, bring in those who you do want, pay them a pittance of what the other people were getting, and it's good business because you're cutting costs because they're illegal. Yeah, that's basically the political aspect of it. This man is so full of shit. However, Iger also opined there are times when there are subjects that maybe we should not comment on because they're not relevant. Not unless they're of such importance to the world. For instance, I think commenting about terrorist acts is perfectly reasonable for the CEO of a large company. He wound down his thoughts on the topic. Why, by the way, I think, it's interesting when you think about the world and who people listen to and what they expect of leaders. I just think that there's a time and a place for companies to weigh in on issues, and it's actually something I think CEOs get paid to do. Here's the thing. You're rushing to judgment whenever you comment on things, though. You don't wait for all the facts to be heard. You just go by the gut reaction of the public. And you believe in a lot of the bullshit that the public spews and that the news spews. News is supposed to be informative, but they haven't been informative for quite some time. In fact, they've just been basically vitriolic towards one man because they got so butthurt he got elected president. And that's the end of the article. But yeah, Bob Iger isn't being humble here, folks. He's being hypocritical. He's the one that started all of this. All the woke content. So now he's admitting, there's been an overload of it. And creators lost sight of what their number one objective needs to be. You're the one who told them to do that. You're throwing all of them under the bus. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you credit. You don't get credit for trying to clean up your own mess. So yeah, folks, that's going to be the video. This is absolutely hilarious. This man admits that, we've gone overboard. Yeah, you're the one who forced them to go overboard. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, folks. What do you think of this? Do you think that Bob Iger is right to maybe make this slightly course-correcting action? Or do you think he's a hypocrite? Because he is the one who created it. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section, folks. This has been Orange Chat. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay humble.